Hi, everybody. Welcome to Am I the Ass Coronavirus Hole? I'm here with my lovely co-host over the magical medium of Zoom.
Yes.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Danny.
Now, Sarah, you're mixing up the shots today. Usually you're on this like childhood bed. It's almost odd. Now, today I can see like a shelf and a window and a little trunk. There's a tiny trunk. What's in the tiny trunk?
I don't actually know. It's not my...
Let the listeners know. We want to know what's in the tiny trunk. We're all invested
empty.
now.
Ooh, bummer.
Empty tiny trunk. You hate to see it, people, but it's part of the world.
Ooh, and it was very dusty. Gross. Yeah, I did a magical thing, Danny, which was to move like 2 feet over to the right.
Hey, look, we're all trying to figure out how to spice it up, right? That's really, the coronavirus is like a long-term relationship. You got to figure out how to spice it up. It's a challenge.
Truly. And variety is the spice of life, so yeah.
Yes, I actually read a tweet I enjoyed today by my friend Matthew Levy, comedian, tweeted, "Variety was the spice of life." I rather like that.
Oh, dark but true. I actually had a dream last night that was like about life, like pre or post pandemic, like whatever, pandemic just wasn't part of the equation.
Sure.
Like I was just out at a bar with my friends and I woke up and I was like, oh wow, that's sad.
It's sad. Now, I mean, I've read memes about this. I'm watching a movie and I have to go, oh my God, what are they doing? Then I go, that's not part of the movie. They are not ignoring social distancing. They're just being people as we were. And as I was telling you, Sarah, I just saw Uncut Gems. I know I'm behind. Relax.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
Yeah, I had wanted to see it. So where did you watch it?
I watched it on a half on a TV and half on an iPad. I'm not sure what you meant by your question. I wasn't being a smart ass. Well, where else? What do you mean? How would I watch it?
Which streaming platform?
iTunes.
Oh, great. Okay.
Why did you ask? Why would that matter?
Where can I find it to then go and watch it?
Yes, it is on iTunes.
Thank you.
Probably Amazon. Guys, I love corporations. Now, I like Uncut Gems. And I think, look, we talked about Tiger King.
Sure did.
And Tiger King is a giant AITA. And I think Uncut Gems is the biggest ESH. I mean, obviously, there's some characters that you don't necessarily think are bad. But all the main characters are, wow, we are talking about just grimy folks.
I'll have to take your word for it.
You haven't seen it. Now I'm remembering that I shouldn't bring up a movie and go into it when you haven't seen it. That was what made the Tiger King thing work. We'd both seen it, right?
Yes, Danny. That is how that tends to go.
Well, I am the asshole. And folks, we've got a lot of juicy situations. In fact, Sarah has done a great job here. And by the way, we are sorry about the listener submission pile up. Okay,
we're sorry, but also like, damn, you don't have to come at us in the emails like that.
Were people coming at us?
One person was like, why aren't you guys posting our submissions? You're the asshole. And it's like, okay, Danny and I had a system where we try to space it out so that we didn't do what we just did, which was post 600 listener submissions in a row. We didn't have that many. But also like, neither of us is like the designated listener submission poster. So we kept not wanting to like double post.
Yeah.
Anyway, we fucked up, but damn, like you guys didn't have to, not you guys, because it was one person. We fucked up, but chill out. It's all good now. And now we're doing a whole episode of listener submissions.
You'll love to hear it. And it's a juicy one, folks. We'll stick with the traditional formula, though. Our second situation of the day, AITA for remaining neutral in a wedding pileup. But first, AITA for getting upset when my drunk friends didn't save me food. My friends and I decided to rent an Airbnb last week in the Hamptons to escape NYC and quarantine together. We talked about it beforehand, and the agreement in the group was that we all actually needed to work while, quote unquote, working from home. I agreed and mentioned that my work had been picking up recently given everything going on. Fast forward to 3 days into the week-long rental, and I already had enough with my friends. Throughout the week, they became more and more inconsiderate and treated the trip like an adult spring break. On day 3, they were shouting, "Shots, shots, shots," at 4 p.m. while I was on the phone with my boss. I normally work 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Despite, it's so early to wake up. Despite being a few years younger than everyone else on the trip, I somehow became the quote mom friend of the group. Before we left, I packed a few extra rolls of TP and an extra roll of paper towels in case we ran out during the week. Adding to mom friend status, I was the only one who washed a dish the entire week. After every meal, I washed the dishes so they wouldn't sit in the sink. And every morning before I logged into work, I washed dishes that were left in the sink overnight without even so much as rinsing them off. I was torn about continuing to clean up for everyone as the week went on because I didn't really want to be everyone's dish maid, but I also didn't want to live in filth. Every time I asked people to clean up after themselves, I got, "Yeah, I'll do that later." Fast forward to Saturday, and we're using my TP and paper towels because we ran out. People had been drinking all day, me included, and a girl decided around noon to put in a load of laundry. She moved the load from the washer to the dryer, then put more laundry in the washer, including my towels. At 7 p.m., I asked, "Hey guys, did you remember to switch the laundry out of the washer to the dryer?" They hadn't. It sat in the washing machine for 7 hours. I mentioned that it wasn't a big deal. I'd go switch it out and be back upstairs to eat the dinner that was being made at that point. I folded the laundry from the dryer and switched out the second load. I decided to be nice and put the folded laundry on everyone's beds for them. As I walked to put the laundry away, I heard someone from the kitchen ask where I was. I went back to the kitchen to eat within 10 minutes of leaving to take care of the laundry, and there was no food left. My friends and I had been drinking for 12 hours at this point, and they ate everything without realizing I wasn't there. I was fuming because even after they were super inconsiderate during the work week, I had still cleaned up after them every day, and they couldn't even leave me any food for dinner. To avoid yelling at my friends, I took a deep breath, found food to put in the oven, poured myself a huge glass of wine, and went outside to calm down. When I came back inside, once my food was ready, one of my friends could tell I was upset. He asked why, and I told him that was because I had just folded everyone's laundry, and they couldn't even leave dinner for me. His response was, "Are you seriously upset right now? Everyone's drunk," like that was some sort of excuse for being an asshole. I completely lost it at this point and yelled that I'd never been around such inconsiderate, selfish people in my life, and they should apologize to me considering I was the only reason people could even wipe their asses at that point. Since then, everyone's been upset and they want me to apologize. They still haven't apologized to me for their behavior, so I refused. AITA.
Woo!
I'm
annoyed. I'm so angry.
I mean, this is, I don't like anyone right off the bat. I feel bad saying that.
Same. I mean, well, the easiest reason we dislike them off the bat is because they did what you're exactly not supposed to do, and they quarantined, in air quotes, for a week in the Hamptons of all places to escape New York for a week. So they're already like being assholes, and not treating this like a vacation, or they're treating it like a vacation, sorry, when it's supposed to be a quarantine.
Yeah, I mean, in their slight defense, this was submitted, I think, like a month-ish ago, so it wasn't like maybe crazy bad, but you're right. That's already
it was before we really had all the facts, but also
they knew what they were doing. Yeah,
right. So like, now it's kind of like we can say that this was not a good move.
Yeah. So I don't want to come at them too hard for that. I mean, I'll say the first thing that I do like OP. I see a lot of my girlfriend in OP, very type A. You know, I normally work 7:30 to 7. Clearly, this person is high status. They have some kind of important job. And they seem like they're nice, but I think you know what I'm going to say, Sarah. I see a lot of internalized
unassertiveness. I wanted to say it together.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that's what you wanted. Take 2. Ready? Internalized unassertiveness. With Zoom, you can feel like you're in the real world. Zoom video conferencing. Also, be Zoom bombed and hear the N-word 4,000 times in a row. That's what happened to me. No, so now I like OP. I understand OP's vibes. And it does immediately make me think her friends are assholes because they just blatantly disrespected her work schedule. Look, if you want to drink at 4, drink at 4, baby. But let OP do what she needs to do or he needs to do. Don't mess with their job.
You can't be yelling shots at 4 p.m. when someone's on a conference call with their boss.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And an adult spring break, I mean, that's not the vibe I want, you know.
Well, that's also not the point of this. Again.
Exactly.
You know, like go to the Hamptons, don't like get out of town or don't get out of town. Because I'll give them like a pass, sort of, because at this point we really didn't know. Like at the time they had sent the email. However, I think anyone should know that like if you're trying to do a responsible thing for public health, like going on a spring break is probably not that.
Of course. And they probably had a thought that was like, well, but this will be really fun. You know, they knew.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to the next detail here, which is that OP packed these extra rolls of TP and extra rolls of paper towels. Now I think this is a
mistake.
Okay.
Classic. Oh, no. I don't think that was a mistake to pack it. I think it was a classic mistake to share.
Yeah, it was a mistake to share. I mean, I also see what this mom friend thing is, and here's the thing. It's not nice to call someone the mom friend and say stuff like that, because ultimately what OP did was wise. It was the right move. You don't want to be caught in a bind with no toilet paper or paper towels.
Right.
It was wise. It was cool. But the problem is, and you said one way around that would be to not share. That's fine. But I think, look, naturally, you're sharing a house with people. You're going to share your shit with them. So I just think the problem here emerges because this is a classic IA behavior, IU behavior, internalized unassertiveness, where you're sort of giving more to people. And the problem is that you want it back. And when you want it back, you're fucked, because not everyone thinks like you or operates in this way. Like some people just aren't super gifty. This is kind of a form of gift.
Yeah. One of my friends runs into this issue all the time because she's the most like thoughtful person ever in the entire, like she's basically Leslie Knope. And like, if she like, she will think of a way to help you, I think, before you even know that you need help. But then the problem, and that's like an amazing way to be, the problem can arise if you also kind of expect or hope that other people will act the same way in return, because the reality is that most people are just completely thoughtless, and not even in a malicious way. They're just self-centered capacity.
Right. I mean, to dial it in a bit, I think obviously self-centeredness is part of it. I think also it's just type A puts you in a very planning mentality. Like you just said, she seems to know problems before you even know you have them. That's very type A, right? They're very analytical, forward-looking. Whereas like me, I have recognized that I need to be type A, I need to be organized, I need to plan. But my natural state is like, I live in the next 3 seconds in front of me. You know, I'm a goldfish.
Yeah. I'm not, and when I say thoughtless, I don't necessarily mean it with like a character judgment in there. Like I just mean that like you're straight up just not thinking about. So yeah, I think that's like part of it too.
Right. No, and I think thoughtless is a good word, and I actually like that you kind of spelled out what you meant, because people do kind of mean it to mean something it does. Like it kind of comes off like people are saying like mean-spirited or rude, but thoughtless means something very specific, which is just like you didn't think more, you didn't analyze harder, which is again a type A person shoving their A down everyone's throat, and that is a common frustration point for these types of people. Now, I think you're spot on here. So now we get to the laundry incident. So the laundry, and we have cleaning the whole time, right? She keeps going on and on about these dishes.
First of all, why did you rent a house with no dishwasher?
Madness.
Mistakes.
Well, maybe she means, did she mean she washed them manually? She said she washed them so they wouldn't sit in the sink. So she could have ran them through the dishwasher.
That's true. I guess I just feel like I wouldn't be so salty about loading something into a dishwasher. It's not that much work. Like, if I had to hand wash a million dishes, I'd be way more annoyed.
Well, yeah. Oh my God. But would you automatically do this? Because I'm like, this is your thing, Abigail. You're the one who wants everything to be so super clean. So no one owes that to you. This isn't like the toilet paper thing. Nobody gives a shit.
Right. The problem is that if you like are picking up these people's slack, they're not going to do it themselves. And it's always, even if you have roommates, there's always just this like a game of chicken basically, where it's like, are you going to clean up your shit or are we going to have a stalemate?
Right.
Until I do it or one of us cracks.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would just say big IU on that case, because if she had asked them at some point, like, hey guys, I just feel super uncomfortable. Could we all just like wash off our dishes real quick after?
Right.
When they're sober all the other nights of the week, I feel like they would have done something. I don't think these people are
apparently
monsters.
They were like, yeah, I'll do it later. But then it's like, you have to let them do that. You have to let them do it later.
Yeah, or ask twice, you know.
Right.
I feel like I would say that. I would say that now, you know. I mean, I think it is roommate comparable. But look, if it's getting gross, it's getting gross. But like, yeah,
right. But then you have to be like, listen, that's the problem is like, I don't know, just like, yeah, when you start cleaning up people's shit and like and when you take the control, then it's like hard to be like resentful about it, you know?
Exactly. You lose your right. You lose your rights to be resentful when you volunteer shit.
Yeah, I feel
that's
that.
how I feel. Like she should ask twice, and then you're bossy. I guess you're a little bossy. If you just ask though, then nobody can be mad at you for asking. I think asking is very
you
strong.
Totally could, but they'd be assholes.
Right. I mean, that'd be ridiculous. Okay, so then the final blow here is that everyone's drunk and ate her food or his food, and I'm just like, okay, that was rude, but also you weren't that put out. You literally just made more food that you had. It wasn't like there was no food.
I mean, that's so fucked up and inconsiderate. And what got me too was not that the person was like, oh shit, man, you're right, I'm sorry. They were like, we're all drunk. Like, you can just tell these people are.
You're right. That is pretty rude. They just said, you're drunk. Why are you upset?
Yeah, like, everyone's drunk. It's not a catch-all. Like, it's not a blank check to what? Apologize.
I know, but they're drunk, and it was like the weekend at that point.
If I was drunk and my friend was mad about something, I would apologize still.
Oh, you're like a particularly good person. Beth H writes, YTA for renting a house in the Hamptons during a pandemic when NYC is getting destroyed. You're supposed to be social distancing at home. Too true. Aaron B, you're all assholes for planning this during a quarantine, and you're the asshole for whining about how annoying your drunk friends are. Go the fuck home. I don't know why that hits me. Go the fuck home. Lisa P, I can see like a mom yelling that at some like punk kid. I don't know.
Go the fuck home. Yep.
You know, the neighbor boy who like threw up all over. Why is he always throwing up? Because he eats Play-Doh. Stop eating it, Jared. Aaron B, you are all the asshole for planning this during a quarantine, and you're kind of the asshole for whining about how annoying your drunk friends are. Go the fuck home. I just reread that comment.
Because it was so good. We had to read it.
So good. Had to do it again. Lisa P says, everyone sucks here. It's a effing pandemic. Maybe you guys should do as is advised and stay put. Instead, you went from your homes to a vacation home where who knows who could be asymptomatic. Then I'm assuming you're going to return back to your regular homes and potentially expose whoever else. Sort of selfish. Defeats the entire point.
So, like, I'll just chime in here and say that most of the comments I feel like did vacuum, and most of this had to deal with like pandemic like
yeah,
you know,
people were caught on that aspect. I mean, Victoria D said NTA just the chump for being everyone's maid. Now I
was actually gonna say OP was a chump, and then I was like, damn, she already said it. But I get, because like I've been this person, like I've been the mom friend. It just depends on the group. I feel like everyone is like the mom friend at some point, depending on like how irresponsible your friends are. And I think I could almost say that the asshole, but kind of definitely the chump, because they could have learned multiple times to like dial it back.
Right.
And they continued to go above and beyond, knowing how their friends are. So like by the time it got to the laundry thing, I'm like, you're still doing this shit for these people? Like, you know, when the girl was like, oh shit, I didn't switch it over, then you could be like, why did you volunteer to do it then? You could have just told her to do it. You could have just been like, all right, I guess we'll just have to run it again. And then you also decided to fold the laundry
crazy
beds. Like, now you're asking for trouble. By being too nice.
I think I got the right verdict for this. AITA for getting upset when my drunk friends didn't save me food. I'm going everyone sucks here. But OP, I don't think you're a bad person. I just think you got caught in a bad cycle, and I recommend your sentence of time served. You already had to do all this bullshit. So I hope you learned from this.
I think OP, I could go with you on that. Like, I don't think, the thing is, like, I don't think OP is wrong for wanting an apology. I just think, like, OP played themselves in this whole scenario.
Yes.
And that's why I was saying with, like, my don't share thing, it's kind of like, if you know that your kindness is going to get taken advantage of, like, you should contribute the bare minimum to, like, maintain the group status quo.
Yeah.
But then anything above and beyond, like, is for me. That's how I feel anyway. Maybe I'm selfish.
And hey, what's that classic phrase? No good deed goes unpunished, you know? And because you don't lean in with the good deeds for the douchebags, you know?
Exactly. Save those good deeds for yourself. Keep your toilet paper stash in your room for yourself. Let those assholes figure it out. All right, I'm done.
AITA for remaining neutral in a wedding pileup. My brother and my husband's brother both have weddings this year. Due to, I don't know why I'm getting hung up on that. My brother, so that's their brother, and their husband's brother. Okay, so they're heteronormatively a wife with a husband who has a brother and a brother themselves. Got it. Crystal clear. Due to COVID-19, my husband's brother was faced with canceling altogether or postponing their wedding to a later date. Upon speaking with all the vendors that they have already paid in full for, they had two choices for the new date that everyone could work around. The first was not plausible for the bride and groom due to work. The second is the same day that my brother is due to be wed. You hate to hear it. Without skipping a beat, I reassured my family that I would be there for my brother's wedding. One, because I'm a bridesmaid, and two, because it's my freaking brother's wedding, and nothing would get in the way of that. My husband, however, would be attending his brother's wedding as he's a groomsman and wishes to support his blood just as I mine. I was left playing middleman between the two brides. My husband's brother and soon-to-be wife are remorseful of the circumstances but are still choosing to be wed that day. My brother and his wife are adamant that their disrespect is unforgivable, and my position of neutrality shows that I do not stand by my brother's side. They disrespecting the integrity of my entire in-law family because they did not stop this from happening, although they had no idea of the date my brother was due to be wed. Am I an asshole for not going to my brother's wedding but refusing to tell my in-laws, entire family, not just brother and wife, that they are disrespectful, horrible people for having a wedding on the same day instead of losing their money or attempting to request time off of work in an already fragile economy where the job is already in jeopardy as hundreds of his coworkers have already been laid off?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I did edit this. I tried to make sense of like the last two paragraphs and like couldn't. Like, in-laws are mad that mother is mad that the in-laws are choosing to get married on their wedding date, and the in-laws in turn are mad at OP for not standing up for them.
Yeah, it seems like they're playing the middle, right? Because they said AITA for remain neutral. So they're kind of like, look, it is what it is. I see both sides. I don't know. Just everybody get married and we'll each go with their blood. And then the in-laws were like, how about you die in a fire? Right. Because how about this is disrespect is unforgivable. And my position of neutrality shows that I do not stand by my brother's side. I think they mean by my husband's side, right? Because that's who's mad. They do stand by the brother's side, right? Because they're going to the brother's wedding.
So the brother and the wife are adamant that the in-law and OP's position of neutrality in turn shows that she doesn't stand by her own family, is what I read.
Oh.
I mean, everyone's getting way too salty about this. Like, it's a wedding, not like dude.
This is sad. Yeah.
Like, why are we taking blood oaths? Also, like, I've got to ask, like, you really have a work obligation like a billion months out in the midst of a like that? I don't know. That seems odd to me.
It is odd. I mean, overall, though, I can't. Well, what could be said negatively of OP? I mean, I feel like nothing. This is
the fact that they're getting affected by this like obvious family bullshit but like whatever.
Yeah, fuck their family. I don't like this notion of unforgivable disrespect from brother and his wife.
Crazy.
This is psycho. When she's going to their wedding anyway. I mean, give me a break. Like, look, one thing I've learned.
She did pick a side. Like, she chose your side. She doesn't have to campaign for you. Chill out.
One thing that I believe, and you tell me what you think of this, Sarah, but like if, for instance, let's say we have a mutual friend and I say, you know, fuck Mary, I'm done with Mary. You know, I can't expect you, even if Mary really fucked me over, she stole $5,000 from me. I can't expect you to end your friendship with Mary.
That is true.
And I think that is a bad thing. I don't know what that pattern is exactly, but it's people basically wanting extreme allegiance and like, I don't even know what it is because it's so showy. It's like
it's just blind loyalty. You need to watch more reality TV. Happens all the time on Vanderpump Rules. These people think that friendship just means you have blind loyalty to someone and you'll stand up for them regardless of if they're right or they're wrong. And it's like, no, being a friend should mean that you can stand up to your friends and tell them when they're acting out of line and wrong.
Right. But I guess I more meant it's the thing where it's like you're my friend. So then I go, Sarah, well, you're my friend. So why are you still friends with Mary after she fucked me? And it's like, that's none of my business. That's the answer.
Right.
And when people try to play these political games like red team, blue team kind of bullshit, it's just like everyone loses and it's so stupid.
Right. That's why I said it's like they're acting like this is like some kind of a duel. Like a family duel. It's ridiculous. Like any people in like normal, no offense to Opie, I'm very sorry, but like a well-adjusted family would just be like, oh man, we're getting married on the same day. Like, that's super unfortunate. No one could have predicted this pandemic. Like, everyone's just making do right now. Right. And then that would be the end of it. But now it's like, oh, everyone's got to like choose sides and take a blood oath. And like, why?
So stupid. OP, you're a good person. I'm sorry you're caught between these two crazy brides. You know, you don't deserve
maybe just don't. I know. Maybe don't go to either wedding. Just say, fuck with them both.
Yeah, I cannot go to your brother's wedding. No, AITA for remaining neutral in a wedding pileup. I say a massive NTA.
Yes, massively.
And the other person is, the other people.
And everybody else is, basically. It's like ESHBOP. Everyone sucks, but OP is my verdict. Maybe the husband too. He seems okay.
And there's no comments from listeners because this was exclusive, not posted in the group content, which is an option on our submission form. That's right. Yeah. AITApod.com. You can find our submission form where there is a crystal clear box so you can mark to never have it post on Facebook. And we're making an effort now to turn these around and post them to Facebook if that's your desire. ASAP, or as Sarah likes to put it, when we get around to it. What's your phrase? You don't like ASAP.
I just said in a timely manner.
In a timely manner. Okay, relax, Lois. We're not going to post it 1 minute. Give us some time.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Classic Lois.
Classic Lois.
I don't know. That name is not used enough. Like, we're leaning too heavy on the Karen. We got to vary it up.
Yes. I mean, for me, I hear Lois. I think of Lois from Family Guy. So that's kind of an owned name by her.
Same.
And I like Lois, you know. Peter's the one who's an idiot. AITA. We should do AITA Family Guy characters. I would. That's so cool. We should do that.
Let's do that.
I thought about writing one for Uncut Gems. It's like, am I the asshole for?
Wait, you know what would be a really good game? We should do this. It's like guess the asshole kind of, and we choose we make up an AITA situation about something that happened in a movie or a TV show, and you have to guess what the show is or the movie.
That's good.
All right, that's a good game. We'll do it next time.
Okay, I got it. I got one for you. Ready?
Okay.
Am I the asshole for dating a 17-year-old who just makes my heart sing, and I'm kind of like a complicated writer type in Manhattan?
Ooh, have I seen this movie? A complicated. It's not Sex and the City.
I'll give you a clue. I literally said the title of the movie in the question.
Oh, I forgot what you said, but I know that it was weird. But I don't know that. What is it?
Manhattan.
Oh, it's called Manhattan. Wait, what is that?
It's a Woody Allen movie where he's dating a 17-year-old girl and he likes her a lot. It's so terrible.
That's gross.
Like, it's not a bad movie. It's a decent movie, but don't see it because Woody Allen. Fuck Woody Allen.
Gross.
But
okay,
it's like black and white and super artsy. But then you're like, what's this movie really about? You're like, oh, fucking kids. All right, Woody.
Gross.
Okay, that's pretty weird, man.
Ew.
But it was the 70s, Sarah. It was different.
Gross. AITA for having sex with I think it was cocktail waitress, whatever. AITA for having sex with someone else while me and my girlfriend were on a break.
This is a big YTA, and this is my life when I did that in a van, a minivan.
Okay. Yes.
Is that the movie?
But no, yes. It was also Friends. Russ and Rachel. That was a fun game.
Great game. We got to do it again. Am I the asshole in the movies? But now we're going to do a real situation. AITA for telling my boyfriend he's reckless for doing non-essential daily errands during the quarantine. During quarantine, not the quarantine. I wish that was more of a phrase, though. The quarantine.
It's like the Facebook.
Yeah. I want to start by saying I have an autoimmune disorder, which means that she cannot be hit by cars, if anyone's wondering. An autoimmune disorder, which makes my immune system compromised. My partner who I live with knows this. He is not the stay-at-home type. He is very extroverted, and usually his days are very busy. He currently is not working entertainment industry, so he's more cooped up than ever. Every single day, he finds excuses to go out to do things that are very much non-essential. He goes hiking, golfing, to smoothie shops, says he needs to stop at his P.O. box every 2 days. Is this about my dad? He went to Target to get a screen protector for his phone and ended up not fitting, and he went back today, the next day, to return it. Why would you need a screen protector if you're at home all day? I just think
because he's not.
Yeah, I know he's not. He's out. I just think he's being careless and reckless to myself and those around him. He says he takes all the necessary precautions, keeps 6 feet away, doesn't touch surfaces. It's been causing an argument every day between us, which makes quarantining worse. I don't want to be controlling or nagging. I just feel like we all need to do our part. I do understand this is hard for him, and I'm more than happy to give him space. We got a 2-bedroom apartment, or have him go for walks or even drives. Are these daily tests harmless if he's following social distancing rules? Am I overreacting?
This is like, oh my God, the extremeness of like cultural gaslighting towards women is so insane in this post, because she's like, I just like want my boyfriend to not do these minor dumbass errands to keep me alive. I don't know. Am I nagging? Am I being controlling that I want to live? Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are people to hear not OP side, to hear the man side a bit, because I am talking about my dad. And this very much reads like it could be about my dad, who's literally doing all of these things.
Dad, come on.
And for some
my
people,
dad's
Sarah,
gonna pop in and be like, why don't you call me?
Yeah. I feel like you and I are a little bit like introverts that have become extroverts, but we're not true extroverts, like not quite that much. Would you agree with that?
I feel that like energized by being around people, but I've also frankly been cool this entire time.
Right.
By myself.
Same. I think we're like definitely on the we can chill at home side more than some people, at least, because like I think my dad is legitimately miserable to stay at home all day, to not socialize. My dad is one of those people who's friends with everyone everywhere he goes. He's got to talk to all these people.
My dad is the same. Oh, let's have our dad Zoom.
yeah, let's have a dad cast. So,
yes, wait, that'd be fun.
We really should. I'm gonna do situations with dads. So yeah, I think to see his side a little bit, I do think there are people like this that are truly miserable and horrible staying at home at all. That said, I do think like he has plenty of options to do things that are not social at all. It's like, why? Like, some of these are just wrong. It's like, bro, you should not be
fucking Target,
smoothie shops, P.O. box. Like, what, dog? Go. Yeah. If you're an extrovert, or if you need to go outside, then go outside. But like, that's not outside.
The thing is, I kind of frankly, I struggle to have sympathy just because the stakes for her are as high as they could literally be. The stakes for him are like honestly kind of low, because if it's an issue of like interacting with people, like there's no shortage of technology to fill that void for you.
Yeah, you're right. And when I was saying that just then, I kind of put out of my head this autoimmune. I had to make my shitty pun. But obviously an autoimmune disorder, I mean, there's pretty much no such thing as a non-serious immune disorder. It's kind of a big deal. So like, this guy is a maniac with that. I mean, you're right. You're ultimately right. There's no way to defend this because it's just so blatant.
Right. And I'm also kind of like, if you want to fuck around and live your life and you're only putting yourself at risk, like,
yes,
I'm not condoning it, but that's one matter. However, you're now putting your live-in partner who's immunocompromised at risk of death. And like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right. And that's ultimately what brought my dad inside, is that my mom said, well, you're endangering me. And he said, you got me. Jeremy S. says,
love to hear it.
Yeah. Jeremy S. says,
Go
if he
Mom.
likes being out so much, see how he likes being out indefinitely. That's funny. Your life is worth more than his willful ignorance. NTA. Kick his ass out.
Thank you, Jeremy S.
Dave B says, NTA, dude is placing his desire to not be bored over OP's desire to not be dead. Wow, these are great. It must be David.
Guys, you are coming through. These are great comments.
That was Dave Bergman. What a great comment. Allison C writes, I checked the DSM-5 and it says to drop his ass. Little psychology joke. I dig it.
Literally love that.
There were some YTAs though. Can you believe this, Sarah? Lynn H, YTA. Crazy. I'm the same way. If I stayed inside and didn't do anything, I would literally go insane. I get that you're trying to take care of your physical health, but maybe he's trying to take care of his mental health. I mean, I feel like, yeah, but like maybe do both. You can do both, Lynn. Tamara H says, no, you will not, quote, literally go insane, but the OP could literally die because of her partner's actions. That's BS. And the fact that he won't listen to her is very troubling. Why'd you put this in the YTA section? It's not a YTA.
Because she replied to his comment.
Got it. Mo M.
Because it's like, you're not literally going to go insane.
Yeah. Mo M.
Go on a solitary walk. You can still go on a drive.
Yes. Give me a break.
It's not that, I'm like, it's not that deep. But for her, it's that deep.
Mo M writes, YTA, staying indoors all the time is depressing. Golf is social distancing. Staying away from others is social distancing. And above all, he's washing his hands and doing all the necessary precautions.
Okay, here's the thing. I can't believe any golf courses are open right now, number one.
Ridiculous. It's not social distancing.
He's not touching things. He's not, like, there's no way, because the whole point is, like, you do this stuff absentmindedly. And like, there's just frankly no way that you're taking every precaution that you need to take all the time, because you're going about your business and your guard is down. Like,
absolutely
no way.
Because you're a human being. I mean, this is delusional. Because people are going, well, in golf, one person goes up at a time and the other people, what do the other people do? They sit in the golf cart 2 feet away from each other. There's no way. I mean, look, there is a way you could play golf. There is a way you could play golf that is 100% socially distanced.
Like the driving range?
Yeah. Like a golf course.
Yeah. But
you like, could, but I guarantee you 0 people are playing it that way. They're getting in the golf cart together. They're 4 feet away from each other, 3 feet away from each other, standing next to, oh, look at Bob. He sucks. Bob, you suck. You know, there's no way.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
bullshit.
The Target thing is crazy. Also, I'm like, you went to Target, you by default touched a million things. Like, you touched the door handle, you touched maybe a basket or a shopping cart. Like, you're just completely like, now you're just being, I don't know, delusional to the point of being an asshole.
Absolutely.
I hate this guy. I'll kill him myself.
Absolutely. I mean, we're at a phase. I mean, I'm still hearing this from my dad. He goes, not that many people have died, statistically this. And there are people who I truly think, and I have empathy for them, are truly miserable. And they want to do everything they can to rationalize this. But like, I don't know how serious this needs to get for people to be like, no, really, though, it's not worth you fucking going to Target, you crazy person.
That's the thing.
How many people have died now? It's like, it's so bad.
I mean, please don't tell me. I don't want to know.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
30,000 Americans have died.
Yeah, you can seem real confident and cocky and stuff, but like, you frankly just don't know how it's going to affect you. So it's like, are you seriously going to play Russian roulette with like your life just because you needed to go get a screen protector? Like, guys, come on.
Terrible. Yeah, I think we agree on this one. No question about it. AITA for telling my boyfriend he's reckless for doing non-essential daily errands during quarantine. I mean, I don't even want to say not the asshole. You're not remotely the asshole. Yeah, he's completely a monster.
Yeah, literally. Ugh.
Well, guys, it's been one heck of an ep. Thank you so much for joining us in the Corona times.
And thank you for being patient while we are now, I believe, fully caught up with your submissions. If we've missed one, just send it through again. We'll be sure to get it.
Yes, complain, do whatever you need to do. We
call
love
us
you
assholes,
guys.
Whatever.
If you get a shot, call us assholes. That's fair. Please rate, review, and subscribe on the old iTunes in there. Give us a little 5-star rating. It really helps us. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next Monday morning.
Bye.